Hi, hello, and welcome to Paisa Vasul. I'm your host, Shravan. We've got Tarani with us.
Hello.
And we've got our first special guest on the
Yeah.
show.
What's up?
Welcome, Kireeti. We're going to be talking about
Brady's favorite movie.
Kireeti's favorite movie,
No, everyone's favorite movie. Greatest movie of all time.
2010's Darling, starring, back then he was young, Rebel star Prabhas, because I guess he was still younger then.
This is the peak of Prabhas' performance, and it's all been downhill since this.
So, starring Prabhas and Kajal Agarwal, and directed by Karunakaran, who directed a lot of movies before this. I think he's kind of fallen off.
He did that.
Such as?
He did that Nagarjuna movie, Greek Virudu, I think, and then I
No.
don't know if he's done anything since then.
No, he did. So what he's known for is Toli Prema with Pawan Kalyan. That was his
Oh,
first
wow.
movie.
Jeez.
But then he did Balu with Pawan Kalyan again.
Mm. And he did.
that was all right.
Yeah.
What's that movie with that weird
Kind of.
bloke? He did that as well.
After that, he did.
Ulasanga Utsahanga. Yeah,
he did that. Yeah.
yeah.
How do I know that movie? I know that movie.
It's got good songs.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So that was his first collaboration with GV Prakash, and then
Yeah, right.
this was the movie after he did Darling after that movie.
And then he
Um,
did that movie with Haram,
Yes, and the Kante Premanta,
which is not great.
which is also GV Prakash. Between Ulasanga Utsahanga and Balu, he did Happy with Allu Arjun.
Not a bad movie either. But
And
did he
good
do?
songs.
Did he do that Greek Virudu movie? I'm pretty sure he did. No,
Nah, his last movie was Tej, I Love You.
I've seen that. It's not good.
I feel that.
Yeah. It's not. What else has he done?
And then Chinna Dana Nikosan,
No, I haven't seen
2014.
that. No.
So who's that with? Nitin. Okay.
I know the songs in that.
Okay.
The shit. I think there's like one good song or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So his last movie was in 2018. So he hasn't done a movie in a while. But this was a different movie for the time because I guess it was probably Prabhas's like first out and out kind of rom-com type movie. I don't think he did movies like this before.
Because Mr. Perfect was after this,
After
wasn't
this,
it?
yeah.
I hated that movie.
You don't like Mr. Perfect?
Nah, I thought it
I
was
don't-
shit.
I don't hate Mr. Perfect. I think it's okay.
alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Uh,
is, I think over time at the time I liked that better than this, but I think over time this is better than that.
This is a fucking classic.
Do you know the problem with Mr. Perfect? Not that we're reviewing that movie. Is in the second half, Topsy is so annoying,
Oh,
and
yeah.
her voice is, and she dubbed for herself, which was a mistake because it is terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. Kajal's also in that, right?
She is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She's in the first half, isn't she?
Yeah. So I'll review Mr. Perfect while you guys review Darling.
Well, Darling,
Was it a hit?
it was, so box office wise, it did
100 days.
it did 55 crore, according to Wikipedia. Budget was between 18 to 21 crore. So it made basically double its budget at the time.
Not more.
I think when it first came out, it wasn't considered a success, but then it was kind of a slow burn. Like it did well over time.
It's not one of those movies that would be like it wouldn't be mass, you know, like people wouldn't
It's
care.
not mass.
There's
Yeah,
no like
they're-
major fight scenes.
I think the fight scenes that they even have in this, they like injected into it. Like they didn't need to be there
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
And they-
because it was Prabhas.
because it's
Yeah.
Prabhas they need to.
You know that random fight scene that's like parkour?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Switzerland.
Parkour.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why this movie's the best.
I think the first thing we want to talk about is Prabhas's shirts in this movie. Thoughts? Like,
Oh, yeah.
what is going on there?
Oversize? Yeah.
Because it's like a V-neck at the back as well.
Yeah,
He's like got double V-neck.
Yeah, I just watched it at the start. Yeah, it's some very like, it's like these low. It's like these.
The long line, they're super long.
Yeah,
Even his pants are all baggy and stuff
Yeah.
as well. Like it's very
This-
baggy. Yeah.
the whole movie's weird.
He's got like a V-neck at the back and a V-neck at the front. Like it's
Yeah.
it's
Who
very.
the hell designed this
I
shit?
don't-
Because it's not like the casting director, or it's not like the people don't make these shirts. They clearly bought it from somewhere.
Yeah. The custom made for
It
Prabhas.
must just be the fashion in Sweden, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
Switzerland.
that's the first time I watched this.
Is it not Sweden?
I think
Is
it's
it
Switzerland. It's Switzerland. Yeah.
Shit.
The first time I watched this movie, the immediate thought was, why is he wearing those shirts?
Yeah. But yeah, it's a different kind of movie for him. I don't think he's done a movie. Well, he did this and Mr. Perfect together, and then after that, he hasn't done a movie like that again.
And I don't think he ever will. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, was Radhesham like this?
No, rather
Fuck
sharp
no.
shit. It's.
Radhesham makes no sense.
I think he tries comedy in Radhesham. Or I don't know. Is that comedy? They tried something in Radhesham. It didn't. Whatever it was, it didn't pay off. It's
Radhesham
not.
is weird. It's like
It's not good. Yeah.
it's some real bad vibes. Vibes that shouldn't exist between a male and female. It's very weird.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that movie. That's it just brings back bad memories.
All right,
Yeah.
what do you want to go over in this movie? Main plot?
So,
So people either love or hate this movie based off the twist at halfway.
yes.
And it could either,
It's
if
the
you
most
like it,
rogue
you
twist.
love it.
So it's a rogue turning point in a movie.
Yeah.
Should we go? I mean,
We'll
is this
talk
spoilers?
about the whole movie and then we'll do that. But it's either you love that twist or you hate it. And I don't think there's
I
in between.
freaking love it.
Yeah.
I love it because
I think it's very gutsy.
it's such a fuck you to the audience.
yeah.
But it's very much like, if you don't like that twist, you hate this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see how you can not like the twist,
Yeah.
Because you
but
just
you need to
wasted
be
like
open-minded.
you just wasted half our movie with a twist. But
Okay, so there's Prabhas, and there's a chick that commits suicide or tries to commit suicide because she loves him.
well,
It's a very dark way to start the movie.
yeah.
So
Well, the
she-
very start of the movie starts in like the past when so it's actually about Prabhas's dad's friends.
Mm.
That's actually what it's about, and like how they're friends and they get together every 10 years. And I don't know if you remember the first
Oh,
scene
the
where
dance.
he dances.
Very bad.
Yeah,
Very
that's
bad.
really bad. And then one chick's just clapping.
The kid dances, right? And then
And
they're
they're
like,
all
it's
just
like
going off.
it's
They're
Michael
like, "Oh,
Jackson."
This is amazing.
It's Michael Jackson or something.
yeah,
right?
well, I think it's Prabhu, the Prabhu.
Oh, Prabhudeva, yeah.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, my daughter's now going to dance with you as well."
Yeah.
And then they dance together, and then like that dance, I think it like, I don't know,
It revolutionized film.
yeah.
I
that,
think it's
That's
one of
what
the
it did.
cringiest things I've ever seen. If I'm honest, it's
but like
yeah,
from that point, he's like, "Oh, I love this girl," like
because
forever.
of the dads. But even though, yeah,
Because she somehow figured out my choreography and simultaneously did it with me.
Yeah.
She's a dancing genius. This is flash dance all over again. Let's
Yeah.
go.
She grows up to be the most uncoordinated girl. Anyway, we'll get to
Yeah.
that.
Kajal Agarwal has issues with basic
running. I think
coordination,
is what you
running, and we also established just throwing things on the ground she can't do properly either.
But yeah, and then the first scene is the girl.
Yeah, the girl tries to commit suicide, and Mukesh Rishi's her dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a part where he's like, I'll never let go of anything, but if I do let go of it, it's like this. And he like lets go of a guy for a building. It's like holding his tie, and is like, yeah.
Mukesh
Best part
Rishi
is that-
is the villain.
He was dancing with that girl during a song. Then afterwards, as he's leaving on a bike, she's like,
I love you. Yes, and then he just leaves. Does it? What does he say?
And he's like, ha ha ha, Joker. And I was like, oh, this is not good because I know she's about to commit suicide.
Well, she doesn't commit suicide. She attempts to commit suicide, and then Mukesh Rishi, being the father he is, wants to force him to marry his daughter. So then Prabhas tells him his love story to
convince him
convince him that he can't marry his daughter. Yeah.
Also, we forgot the actual introduction of Prabhas in this. They're like walking through some alley.
He fights some
Chucks a
guy.
basketball.
He
at
like
someone.
kicks a basketball.
Yeah.
But then there's like this bunch of girls and they come up to him and they're like, "What's your name?" And it's like Prabhas. His name in this movie is Prabhas. And then like, "What's your phone number?" And he just walks away.
They call him Prabha.
Prabha, yeah.
Prabha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's like, "What's your phone number?" And he just walks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the first shot of
Doesn't
him
have
is
a
his
phone.
back, and they immediately show off his V-neck shirts from the
Yes.
back.
It was unreal. I loved it. Loved every moment. He doesn't just kick a basketball. He kicks it into the wall and then
Yeah, then-
rebounds off
yeah.
the wall and hits them.
And then
Yeah.
they dance.
Yeah. And then it goes straight into the first song.
Yeah.
Whole first half is essentially this. He's like narrating it to Mukesh.
He's trying to explain to Mukesh Rishi as to why
He
he
went to
can't love his
Switzerland.
daughter.
Yeah.
And fell in love with this girl, essentially. Yeah.
Yes.
But he sees her. So the premise is that he goes to Switzerland because he's part of a band.
Yep. And they think
Immediately-
he's someone else, do they?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think they know they're a band, but they think they know like Rahman or something.
They think they
Oh, yeah, so-
figure that they
Yeah.
are.
The
Yeah.
people, yeah. Well, the people that visit or the people that are coordinating the trip for these guys are faking that they really know what they're doing.
Yes.
But it's all BS.
And then both sides are faking it. Like they're faking that they're like a huge band, but they do music, but they're like not that big.
Yeah.
And these guys fake that they know like
I think it's a
ARL
bigger
or
crime to
something.
be faking something when you're organizing the event than it is to just be fake confident.
And then the
Yeah.
finances like bail on them in between, and they have to like actually like busk for a bit.
Yeah, so they take their passports and then they have to start busking. Is that right?
Yeah,
It's mad.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, like
This
Prabhas
sounds
is
crazy, and it is.
What's the premise of this visa that they got? I thought the visa would simply be you're performing
yeah.
and that's it. Like, how long are they staying there? What do you mean confiscate? The visa should just be you now need to just go home. Like,
Yeah.
they shouldn't have to confiscate your visa and force you to do something. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But that's why I love this movie.
But anyway, while they're there, he sees Kajal.
Yes.
And he falls in love
So
immediately.
apparently a Karunakaran thing is he always introduces the heroines in white. Like that's the thing he does. So in this,
And she's dressed as an angel.
yeah.
Yeah.
So in this, she's dressed
all
as an
beautiful.
angel. Yeah.
Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
pretty
she
sure he
goes-
doesn't do that in Balu, but I could be
Can't
wrong.
remember.
Yeah.
Well, He sees her like on a scooter,
Yeah.
and then he stalks her to a church.
And then he
Then she
hides it. He goes and hides in a closet. And then she comes into the room.
Yeah, it's all, he somehow finds like
No, because he doesn't have his passport on him and the police are chasing him. Do you remember this? So he runs into a church.
but also you don't need your passport on you. Like
Yeah.
I don't think.
you just
Yeah.
need some form of ID.
Yeah.
Who walks around with their passport?
Why is the police just randomly chasing this guy? Anyway, he chases him into the church, and then to run away from the police officer, he goes and hides in this closet, and then she comes in.
But while he's trying to look for him in the church, Kajal Agarwal like tells a girl that's singing that she's singing too high, and then screams that the whole wedding needs to stop.
yeah.
She's like, "Stop it!" And it stops the ring ceremony and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's drama. That's why this movie's great. It's drama from
Once
the get-go.
again, if this is sounding insane, it is. Yeah,
But this is actually what happens. So
yeah,
yeah, he's like in the closet and he's listening to the conversation she's having with the father of the church, and like she's confessing that she'd drunk a bottle of wine or something.
I think it was scotch or something, or vodka, something.
Yeah. And then there's this whole track where he pretends that he can
Read faces.
read faces.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's how he introduces himself to Kajal as well. Like, oh, you look like an angel, but you did something. You committed a sin last night. Or
So
something.
it's
Right,
such
yeah.
a good scene.
But there's just comedy shenanigans ensue, but then the real thing happens, and is it her brother gets kidnapped or something?
Someone gets
Oh
stolen.
yeah. Her brother gets kidnapped.
And this comes out of nowhere. It's just like random shenanigans, and then her brother
Human
gets kidnapped.
trafficking.
Well, there's this other thing where like he has a bet with his friends that he cannot ask her to fall in love with him or something, because the organizer of the event is like, you can't fall in love with girls in Switzerland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're like,
something
they don't want to lose out on the concert, so they're like, make Prabhas swear on his dad that he can't fall in love with Kajal.
No, he can't tell her that
He can't tell her, but
that he loves her, but he's trying to get her to tell him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, her brother gets kidnapped by a guy on crutches. Is that right? I remember there's a guy on crutches.
I think that's his disguise.
It's his disguise. He doesn't get kidnapped by the guy with crutches. Oh no, he's got crutches, and then he starts doing parkour afterwards.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like randomly these martial artists come out of nowhere and like chucking chairs around and stuff as well.
All this movie looks very real
So
as well.
good.
Yeah.
This is what Switzerland's actually like
This is
in
what
real life.
I've been to Switzerland and it was spot on.
This is exactly what it's like.
They go to this like spot. It's like in the middle of 4 cafes. It's like a courtyard, and then random parkour guys jump out of everywhere.
And he saves her brother, and
And then she's gonna say she loves him.
he also like builds a bridge, and like in between there's a couple of songs, and he like
Oh yeah.
yeah
Builds a bridge to get across a river.
yeah that's right yeah
That's right, because she has to cross like the bridge every day or something. So he built
Doesn't
the
she?
bridge.
And
Like
for her.
some guitar. It's like
yeah
some
she
weird-
loses something in the river, and it's like, oh, I need to build a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, classic.
Also, there's unnecessary use of CGI in the songs. In a couple of the songs, I don't know if you remember. I'll show you later, but there's a couple of songs where there's just CGI. Like
There's also
he's in front of a green
use of
screen.
copyrighted music, where the music director just decides to use "Untouched by the Veronicas"
Yeah,
as like
as
just
background score.
clearly just ripped off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like this music just starts. It's like and it's like, whoa, what are you doing here? And it's the whole thing. It's not even like I'm going to take this riff. He takes the whole intro to that song and just pastes it there.
Yeah, amazing.
They might as well just put the words in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But the songs are pretty good.
Songs are
Yes.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as he's proposing or whatever the hell's going on, she
She
runs
gets hit
onto the
back.
road, and it takes her, I think we just saw before, it takes her about 45 seconds for her to run about 5 meters on that road, within which some Opel car is able to drive a kilometer.
around.
A kilometer. In 1 kilometer, it like advances 1 kilometer and absolutely annihilates her.
But anyway, after
Then he stops and then opens the door for him to put her in.
And so
he was really ashamed
she's-
of his behavior.
she's
Yeah.
still in hospital apparently, and
She's in a
they're
coma.
still
Well,
in love.
she goes into
She's a coma.
Yeah.
But and then Mukesh Rishi, on hearing this, is very sentimental, and
It's
he's
very
like,
emotional. Yeah.
"It's like that's fine. You go marry this girl." And then this is where the twist is.
Yeah.
That's when
And
his
this is
friends
where you
ask him,
either love it or you hate it.
And his friends are like, yeah, you loving Nandini is true, but like, when did we go to Switzerland?
and then it hits.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's so good, the twist.
So the twist is he
It's
made
all-
that whole thing
It's
up.
all bullshit.
Yeah.
Let's end it there.
So the thing is, like, did he imagine such a horrific death to Nandini as well? Like,
He's a sadist.
yeah.
That's what he gets off to. He gets off to her being in a coma.
And like all the other stuff around, like her brother getting kidnapped and all of that as well. So
Mm. And then as the movie progresses, all the characters in his flashback are actually
real
his
people.
dad's childhood friends. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So in the second half,
They'll retain some of those qualities in the flashback.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So, well, the actual backstory is that all of the friends are getting together again. And the second half is really that. So they go to like some place in the country and yeah.
Also, his dad's like a proper maniac.
Yeah.
There's something properly wrong with that guy.
Does he take his belt off at one point?
No, he
Yeah, and pretends to like beat him or something.
threatens to, yeah.
He threatens to.
yeah, it's like I would have taken my belt off,
oh,
but
my pads would have fallen down.
Yeah, yeah.
But knowing
For
him,
a fat guy.
but like it wouldn't have. It wouldn't have because looking at him, I don't
they
think
should
it
be
would
on
have.
tight.
Yeah.
I don't really understand why he needs a belt. Full stop. It is very weird.
yeah. And his mum's like speaks like broken English.
Broken English. Yeah.
Yeah.
But essentially, there's like a couple of backstories happening. Like one is there's some beef with some other family. What's
Yeah.
what's happening there? I can't remember.
So Kajal's dad and Prabhas's dad.
No,
There's some flashback with them, isn't there?
no, but they're fine. It's to do with like one of them marrying someone's daughter, right?
Yeah. So to appease that guy, don't they need to get Kajal married to this
Yeah.
other guy? Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
not even Prabhas's. Prabhas's dad keeps trying to get on good terms with this
with this
older
other
gentleman.
guy. Yeah, I think that guy is Prabhas's Kajal's dad's dad. I think. Kajal's
Yeah,
grandfather? Yeah.
It's Kota Srinivas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But really, the fault isn't even Prabhas's dad's fault. He like arranged it
I think
to
it's
happen or something.
Kajal's dad's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kajal's dad married someone that
Yeah, that's
he
right.
didn't
yeah.
want. He didn't
And then
want him. to
Prabhas's
marry.
dad helped him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And then to bring the family back together, Kajal has to marry this other guy.
Yeah, which
Or
is
they start introducing this other random
this other
dude.
guy. Yeah,
the equation.
that
It was
So
Essentially,
they
he's competing
introduce him
with
as
Prabhas.
someone else's son, but actually he's related to
to this guy.
Kota. Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Prabhas's dad
That's right, yeah,
organizes
yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the his dad's supposed to be that real small guy who drinks too much,
Yeah.
That's right.
which genetically makes no sense. So they should have saw through that straight away.
And there's another like subplot in the second half where there's the other girl, like one of the other friends' daughters that
Mohan Krishna, is that his name? Krishna Mohan.
Chandra Mohan.
Chandra Mohan.
Yeah,
that's
his
it.
daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, his daughter wants to get married to someone.
wants to get married to someone in Australia or something, and then they're asking for dowry, and then she goes to Prabhas and is like, "You got to convince my dad to like sell this house," and then Prabhas talks to the dad, and then there's just like this emotional sequence where all the dad's like, "Yeah, I'll sell the
He talks
house."
to the daughter and he says,
Yeah.
"Do you
And the
really
daughter's
need
like-
to do this?"
No, he's like, no. Well, she expects the dad to like refuse, but the dad says yes straight away.
Straight away, yeah.
And then the daughter's like, "Oh, I misunderstood my dad."
And she starts crying.
Yeah.
yeah,
And everyone starts crying. Then I start crying.
because it's too emotional.
It's
Yeah.
so good. Turns out this whole time, by the end of the movie, turns out she was in love with him.
She was
anyway.
in love
she was
with
loving
him
him
as
the whole
well.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Kajal loved Prabhas.
yeah.
The whole movie's bullshit.
Because she acts like she's not in love with him.
She's
I
just
guess.
ignoring him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like trying to get her on side.
She's ignoring him because she also knows about this Switzerland dream. She had the same dream.
She had it's bilateral dreams. Yeah.
So her love for Prabhas was actually in a coma.
You've thought deeply into
Yes.
this. Yeah.
Nailed it.
There's a part where Prabhas is like, her brother has some funny scenes in the second half. Kajal's brother, how he makes them do stuff. Because there's a part where like, my sister loves Switzerland, and then Prabhas says all this stuff about Switzerland, and then Kajal's like, I love India, and I hate
That's right.
and I hate you.
Classic.
Yeah.
The dialogues are cringe to funny in this movie.
They're unreal.
Yeah.
But there's a part I remember.
I
there's
love
a part
my
where,
India. No, that's a different movie, isn't it?
I remember there's a part where they bring like a block of ice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's they bring a block of ice and then the other guy breaks it, doesn't
Like
he?
that's his talent. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
We
then-
had this ice ready for this random dude that's not.
And then he's like, Prabha, come try.
Yeah.
Like, dude, why?
It's like, come, show us. And then
Yeah.
like Prabhas actually going to do it, and his dad's like, no, don't do it.
They
and
do
then
that
there's
little
the-
thing where he convinces his dad to do stuff.
And
Yeah,
then
like yeah.
But later in the movie, they have to bring the ice back.
Yeah.
So he's fighting some guy, and randomly, this guy's transporting a block of ice.
Yeah.
And he's about to punch some guy, but the guy gets out of the way and he punches the ice,
Yeah.
and the ice breaks, and then
And it's-
someone whistles in the background.
And it's like a bigger block of ice than the other guy. So yeah.
They really had to bring that block of ice back.
Oh, classic.
Yeah. But great movie.
It's so
It's
good.
okay. It's not bad.
It's 9.8 out of 10.
Like despite all like the way we've explained this, it sounds like it's nonsense, but it's actually not.
It is nonsense,
Yeah.
but it's funny.
Compared to
Yeah.
a lot of other Telugu movies, I'll take this 100%. It's also funny for stupid reasons.
Yeah.
And it's like a total fuck you to the audience when the twist happens. So it's great.
I think it doesn't take itself seriously, which is
Yeah.
to its credit. Yeah.
Yeah, and also like Prabhas is actually kind of funny in this. Like in a like I think he's actually meant to be funny in some scenes, and in other scenes he's funny for
Supposed to act like an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And he's actually kind of like a normal guy. Apart from like the fights and stuff, he's just like a normal dude. Which he hasn't been ever since then. So like in most of the movies he's like a larger than life kind of guy. Yeah. But yeah, it's if you haven't seen it, 2010 release. It's on YouTube actually, so you
good.
can
Kireeti's favorite movie.
jump on and watch it.
Tag me on YouTube.
Yeah. But GB Prakash, I think he's kind of like fallen off as well, hasn't he?
He just doesn't make as much, I guess.
Yeah.
Is GV Prakash related to A.R. Rahman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So
And is Anirudh related to A.R. Rahman?
No.
He's related to Rajinikanth?
yeah,
Is he related to Rajnikant?
isn't he married to his?
No.
Or he's friends with Dhanush. He's just friends
No,
with
Dhanush
Dhanush.
is
Dhanush is
But Dhanush
yeah.
is married to
his
well,
daughter.
He was, yeah.
He was. I think
Oh,
they're
they-
separated now.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Yeah.
separated, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he used that marriage well, didn't he, to get his way?
So Anirudh is not related to.
I think his father was in the industry, but I don't think he's related to anyone famous. Yeah. Yeah.
Sick.
Cool.
Cool.
Watch it.
Young rebel star in action.
Pre whatever the fuck has happened to his face.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Catch us on Instagram.
Yeah. So if you want to tell us your thoughts about Darling, I don't know why it's just randomly we just like, yeah, let's just review Darling.
I think you just really like this movie.
yeah.
Yeah, but
And
I'm
you
not the one that
watched it.
suggested it. He's
You
the one that
watched it
suggested it.
recently. Yeah.
I watched it recently. Like it actually started playing. I was watching something else on YouTube and started playing straight after another video, and I just watched the whole thing. So,
What other movies are you going to be reviewing coming up?
there's not much coming
Not
out
much.
in
Yeah.
terms of new ones.
I think
so,
the next one will be, if it sticks to its release date, will be Kalki. So
yeah, it's
I
another
guess this
Prabhas movie.
indirectly,
So I guess we'll
directly
just
correlates to that.
we'll
yeah.
just review like all of Prabhas's filmography until Kalki. Then,
I saw the trailer for that. I don't know.
well, we just reviewed June Part 2, so it's
Kind of looks like that.
it's
Yeah.
a bit reminiscent
Yeah,
of it.
Yeah.
Seems a
Yeah,
bit mad.
yeah.
Mm.
It's the most expensive Indian movie ever.
It's gone past Bahubali
Yeah.
or whatever went past that.
The director's only made one movie. No, he's made two.
So
And they're both pretty good.
what is
Yavade
first-
Subramaniam.
Yeah,
is the
Yavade
first one,
Subramaniam and
Oh, yeah.
Mahanati.
and then Mahanati is the second
What's
one.
the director's name?
Nagashwin.
Ashwin. Yeah.
I think it's a better choice than some of the other directors he's worked with. Yeah.
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 Yeah. All right.
Sometimes you need a bit of experience though if you're doing a lot of CGI stuff.
This
and
kind of big movie. We'll see.
see what looks-
Mahanati has a surprising amount of CGI in it. When
Does
I
it?
watched it,
Oh,
like all
I didn't
the
notice.
old sets and stuff are recreated using CGI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't think Mahanati is as good as people say it is.
It's pretty decent. It's not bad.
It's like what it
Mm.
doesn't. If you didn't know this actress, you wouldn't really like. There's nothing that the movie itself shows is great about the actress. It's like a bit all over the place. I think.
The story's interesting though.
No, it's not.
You didn't find it? No. Well, knowing who the actress is, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen Savitri before, I guess.
Mm.
Like we've seen a couple of them.
So have I. I still found it boring.
yeah.
I just didn't know
I
any
just-
of
I was
that
just
stuff
over it.
About her,
her.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
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 Ugh.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
But yeah, next we'll do something. We'll review something.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll
it's-
review Bujigaru,
Oh, that's a classic, isn't it?
Puri Jagannath.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for spending part of your day with us. So if you want to support Paisa Vasul, you can do so via. We've actually got our own Instagram now, so you can follow us on Instagram. And are you doing sound effects?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
I hope it's claps.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could be anything.
Could
yeah.
be, yeah.
We'll
could be
find out in
booze.
the edit.
So you could you could follow us on Instagram at I think it's Paisa Vasul Pod on Instagram. We're on TikTok for those that are not in India. You can follow us on TikTok.
Ah, true.
And obviously YouTube if you're watching us, and if you're listening to us on Spotify or iTunes, give us a review, and that makes us more discoverable. Cool.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Kireeti.
No worries.
Yeah, we'll get you back on for
See you
Would-
soon.
Bujigaru.
Sounds good. Catch up.
All right.
See ya.
Yeah, that could be crickets.
That could be anything.
Yeah.
We don't know. All right. Double overlay now. Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Thank
We'll
you.
catch you guys in the next one.
See ya.
All right. See ya. Bye.